I was 15 the night it happened. My parents were out of town for the weekend. Some conference my dad had to attend. They left that Friday morning. I remember watching their car disappear down the street through the kitchen window. I even waved, though they couldn't see me. I had the house to myself. At first, it felt like freedom. That night, I microwaved some leftover pizza, curled up in the living room, and watched some dumb horror movie with the lights off. Ironically, around 10:30, I heard the first knock. It was soft. Not on the door, but on the window. The kitchen window, right behind me. Just one tap. I paused the movie. Waited. Nothing. I chalked it up to the wind, or maybe a tree branch, though I knew there wasn't a tree near that window. Still, I pressed play and kept watching. I didn't even turn around. 10 minutes later, the doorbell rang. One chime. I muted the TV this time. Got up. The hallway light was off, but a faint glow from the porch light seeped through the peephole. I checked. No one. There was that weird feeling, though, like I was being watched. I opened the door just slightly, chains still on, and peeked outside. Empty porch, no cars, no footsteps on the gravel. The street was dead quiet. I shut the door and double-locked it. For a second, I considered calling my parents, but what would I even say? Back to the couch, volume up, movie on. But now I wasn't really watching. About 20 minutes later, the doorbell rang again. 2 chimes. This time, spaced just a second apart. I froze. I crept back to the hallway, this time without muting anything. Didn't check the peephole, just listened. Silence. I flipped on the porch light, looked through the small window near the door. Again, no one. But now I noticed something different. The welcome mat was crooked. It was always perfectly centered. My mom's obsessed with neatness. Now it was pushed slightly to the right. It could have been the wind, maybe, or not. This time I grabbed the kitchen knife, just in case. Called out, "Who's there?" Nothing. I stayed up after that. No more movie, just waiting, listening. Around 1 a.m., I finally drifted off on the couch, lights still on. At 2:12 a.m., I woke up. Not from a sound, but from a feeling. You know when something pulls you out of sleep and you don't know why? Like your body knows before your brain does. Then I heard it. Soft footsteps. Inside. Wood creaking. Very slowly. Coming from upstairs. I live in a 1-story house. I held my breath. Didn't move. The knife was still on the coffee table, but it felt miles away. Then, the bathroom light flicked on. That bathroom was at the end of the hall. I hadn't turned it on. I grabbed the knife, slowly, silently, and moved towards the hallway. Light spilled out across the hardwood floor. Someone was here. I whispered, "I'm calling the police." Still nothing. I didn't even have my phone. It was charging in my room, down the hallway near the bathroom. I backed into the kitchen. Quiet, careful, grabbed the landline. Yes, we still had one. Dialed 911. The operator picked up. I whispered what was happening. She told me to stay where I was. Officers were already on the way. She stayed on the line with me the whole time. I crouched in the pantry, holding the phone and the knife, just waiting. 10 minutes later, red and blue lights flashed through the blinds. Knock on the door. Police. I ran to open it. They swept the house, found no one.